A one, a two. Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, the evening TV. Miss your old familiar friends, waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, they're so hard, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, they're so famous. Somebody who needs you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, a light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look. All right. That wasn't good at all. That wasn't good at all. But thank you for listening and thank you for having me. This is Jammin and Joshin with your boy, David Ramos. This show almost didn't happen today. I did 4 episodes in a row, about one per week a clip. And I was thinking about taking this week off, probably forever. You know how it is when you take something off, you kind of stop doing it. But something really special happened. Something really special. Saludcita. And that's why, salud. And that's why we're doing this episode right now. And that song was not rehearsed. I've never played it. If you don't know, it's called Everywhere You Look. It's the theme song for Full House. And I believe there was a version of that for Fuller House also. If you don't know, that's a sitcom from the 90s, Full House, yeah. Starring many famous stars like Bob Saget, David Coulier, I believe it's pronounced. I could be wrong. The ladies' man himself, what's his name? Everybody loves him. Uncle Joey. Conan's arch nemesis, Stamos! John Stamos. Yes, that's right. So if you don't remember that, that was a show, a family show, sitcom, comedy from the 90s. And that there was a little bit of it. Never played it. I never rehearsed it. So why? Why are we jammin' and joshin'? Full House. You know, why? 20 odd years later. Well, ladies and gentlemen, something really funny happened to me today. And as you know, I'm just some friggin' dude from the southwest side of Chicago. Got a day job at the jail and stuff. So, I don't know anybody famous. But ladies and gentlemen, today, I was on the phone with Bob Saget. And that's some name dropping that shit. But I'm a regular guy. You don't just talk on the phone with Bob Saget, like the Bob Saget, you know. So that was really fun, really crazy. How did that happen? Well, Mr. Saget has a brand new podcast. Bob Saget's here for you. You can hear it on anywhere they have podcasts, I'm sure. And in this podcast, Bob Saget calls friends, famous folk, and he calls strangers. He calls fans and people who leave a message on his voice box or whatnot. And I didn't even remember. I did it yesterday. I went out for lunch at work. You can't have your phones on your person at my job. So I was out the car for lunch. I'm on the phone. I'm on the tweeter. And I'm scrolling, and it says, hey, this is Bob Saget. I'm going to be calling strangers for the next episode of the show. Drop a message. And I dropped a message. And I went out and I got me some Donald's delicious, high cholesterol food that made me forget. And then I don't normally answer restricted phone calls or strange numbers because I'm a weirdo like that. Text me. If I don't have your number, text me because I'm not going to answer. And if I got your number, probably not going to answer. But text me, okay? That's why I'm saying it now. So the phone rings, and it says restricted on it. And it hits me like, yo, nah. Well, if it's a creditor or if it's some whatever it is, I could just hang up, right? And I answer the phone, and sure enough, it was Bob friggin' Saget. So I had a little conversation with Mr. Saget. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about it. I don't even know if I'm going to make the episode. I might not make the episode, but that's fine. At the end of the day, I got to talk to Bob Saget. Bob fucking Saget. All right? This guy's been in everything. I mean, the Full House was just like, you know, his, what would you want to call it? Mainstream success. He also did America's Funniest Home Videos. Stand-up, dude. His stand-up is ridiculous. I remember the first time, somehow I was in high school, probably a freshman or sophomore or maybe in 8th grade. But the teacher was, somehow Bob Saget came up, and he's like, Bob Saget, he's filthy. I'm like, what? Bob Saget's not filthy. He's friggin' cookie cutter, dude. He's fucking Danny Tanner on Full House. And that's the first time I heard that. No, he's a filthy, awesome comedian. He's like full-on comedian. And that's where I first heard it. I couldn't believe it. I looked into it, yeah. And I remember coincidentally right around those years, 97, 98, I don't know, 99, something like that, Half Baked came out. He had a cameo in Half Baked. He's talking about, you ever suck dick for marijuana? Yeah, no, he's like, I suck dick for coke. You ever suck dick for marijuana? Dave Chappelle goes, no, can't say I have. Bob Saget goes, I didn't think so. Boo this man. So yeah, dude, a legend, a living legend of comedy and all their amazing TV, movie stuff inclusive. I care about comedy. Friggin' Bob Saget, dude. And I had a conversation with him. I don't know what the fuck I said, dude. I hope I didn't make an ass out of myself. I just go blank. I can't talk on the phone as it is. I'm really bad at talking on the phone. I don't know where to look. I don't know what to do with my other hand. I keep switching, and I pace. I pace when I'm on the phone because I don't know what to do. So you got that stress of being on the phone, period. And then you got being on the phone with Bob friggin' Saget. Holy moly. So I hope I didn't make a butt out of myself. I hope I was decent. I hope I was polite. And I hope I don't know, I gave something that's listenable for his audience, dude. And I gotta say, that was real special. That was huge for me. It just was awesome. As you guys know, I want to be a comedian. I mean, I tell jokes in jail. I practice the stupid shit I write on, you know, people there, coworkers, and my peers. So that's kind of where I get my jollies off. But, you know, I would love to get out of my shell and actually go do stand-up for strangers in places, in public places where people are there to do that, listen to that, and have a dedicated, not dedicated audience, but, you know, I just need to get out there, and it's hard for me because I'm such a weirdo. Hate going out in public. And that's the whole thing with comedy. You got to go do it publicly. So this was huge, man. Talked a little bit comedy. He gave me pointers. So that was awesome. And something very strange, without dropping too many names and stuff like that, and weird being a fucking dick rider. You know, I hate to be that guy. Ugh. But this is a third major comedian, I would say. The biggest, maybe. This guy's a living legend that I've had contact with since the pandemic. I kid you not. Since the pandemic, I got to do a 1 minute, send in a 1 minute clip for Kill Tony, and got, you know, roasted on by the guys and talked to them. That was amazing. That was the first thing that happened since the pandemic. Can't go to open mics, but that happened. I think it went okay. I mean, my jokes are shit, but they didn't hate me. You can tell when they hate you, you can tell. And based from that, I was wearing a fucking Sam Tripoli tinfoil hat t-shirt, and the Swarm. If you know who the Swarm are, then you'd know. If you don't know, you're not supposed to know. And the Swarm shared that video, and it got to Sam, and I got to be on Sam's Patreon show, The Daily Dose. So I got to talk with Sam Tripoli. That's fucking amazing. I've been looking up to that dude for like at least the last 3-4 years. I love him because he's got comedy and he's got, he's got food for thought that doesn't fit the mainstream narrative, and who needs more of that? So that's 3. And then when you talk about Kill Tony, you're talking about Tony Hinchcliffe, talking about Brian Redband, who I got a chuckle out of. I got chuckles out of those fucking guys, dude. During that little interview, making an ass out of myself, I got chuckles out of one chuckle. Okay, I got one chuckle out of Tony Hinchcliffe. I'm pretty sure I got a couple out of Redband. I think Jesse Jetski Johnson liked a little bit of my bullshit. Joelberg, I think he was cool with my shit. He laughed and he gave me a little positive feedback. But that Jeremiah Watkins was a stone-faced. Imagine getting a laugh out of Jeremiah Watkins. That guy's gonna be huge, and I think he's huge now, but he's gonna get big like Bob Saget big. So it's just so crazy that since the fucking pandemic, I got to, I reached out and I held, and I don't know, there was a moment, there was 3 different moments that I had, very encouraging, because I'm really good at giving up and sabotaging myself. Hate him. Hate that guy, Tini Ramos. Anyway. Excuse me. But that was so cool. And if you think about it, I don't know if you guys heard of the 6 degrees of separation. There's this whole thing of 6 degrees of separation. There are 6 degrees that separate me and you guys listening. You, me, Brad Pitt, fucking, I don't know, Meghan Markle. That was a good name. Came out of left field. But they say that since the inception of the internet, that the 6 degrees of separation have diminished to 5 degrees, I guess. And it totally shows, dude. If it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't have talked to friggin' Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redband on the internet. I'm in Chicago. They're in L.A. Sam Tripoli in L.A. I don't even know where in the world is Bob Saget? He could be anywhere. I think he's at a bunker. I was listening to the show, and I think he's somewhere in a bunker with his old lady and keeping it safe. But, dude, the internet. On a sad note, one of my cousins passed away last year, a little over last year, all the way back home in Mexico. And because of the internet, I was able to see the footage of the tragedy, man. I mean, not to be morbid, but I saw what happened to my fucking cousin, dude. I didn't speak to him for since I left the home country, maybe a few times when I went back, but we didn't have a back and forth forever, and look at this. I still am able to witness that tragedy, dude. It's crazy, the power and the reach of the internet. And that's why, my friends, that's why we cannot let this internet be taken from the public. All right? They're going to try. These Twitters, these Facebooks, these Instagrams, they're all getting under the same umbrella. Okay? And they're shadow banning certain people with certain ideas. And look, I want to hear it all. There's lots of things I don't care about, but I want to see them. There's music I don't like, but I want it to be out there. I don't mind if Gizzy Gazalia is on there. Maybe I want to take a click. Who knows? And we got to get out of these. Do you guys remember when there used to be chat rooms? Remember chat rooms? I wasn't even really big on chat rooms, but everybody was. And everybody was on different chat rooms talking to each other. As far as I know, privately or not being looked on. But now there's no more chat rooms. Everybody goes to Twitter, where there's a limit of what you could say, and there's not really a back and forth. It's just people throwing messages out there and responding. Facebook, what the hell is that all about? People don't even like Facebook anymore. People just go on there, air out their dirty laundry. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And there's no real communication there. And if you look at it, I don't know. Look, I swear to God, I went to see a Donald Trump video right after or before the elections 4 years ago. It was a video making fun of the guy. And the next thing you know, I was getting nothing but Republican advertisement. I don't know what the hell I clicked. Is that for me? No, it's not really for me. But it's crazy how they throw one narrative. And if you make another click, all that ends and they send you the other side of the panel. Like they're trying to, I don't know, it's so weird. Why just give me everything evenly? Don't give me a perspective. Don't pick a team. Give me something down the middle, okay? Down the middle, unswayed. That word is escaping me right now. Bob Saget. Hey, Bob Saget. Now, welcome to our new segment. Epileptic seizure moment. Bob Saget. That was epileptic seizure moment segment. Well, that was fun. I think I'm just talking a lot now because I'm excited about what happened today. But I'm really grateful. I know it wasn't doesn't mean anything as far as, I'm not going to be like, it doesn't prove, I'm not proving anything with that nothing's being proved. But it's a good omen. It feels like a good omen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I want to be in comedy. I want to be in that field. I want to leave my current field and be in that field. And I'm getting to make not even connections, but these mental, I don't know, and it's weird. I spoke to fucking Bob Saget. To me, as a wannabe and a person who wants to be like that's fucking huge. You know? Talking to Sam Tripoli, being able to have a little, even if it's insignificant and small on any level, having little back and forths like that, it's fucking huge, dude. I'm sure none of these comedians had any of that. Most of them didn't have any of that growing up, unless they were right there with them at the clubs growing up. You know, you got the Seinfelds and the Rogans and all these guys that rubbed elbows with each other since they were kids. They basically grew up together. And I'm sure it's like that out there in Chicago in the comedy scene, but I'm not part of it. You know? These are all these fucking young kids. That's all they do every day is go do comedy. They all do comedy. They all know each other. There's like they're cliques. They are the scene. And I'm not in the scene. I'm just some fucking guy. And it's hard to get in the scene when you can't even leave your house. But I'm working on it. I love it here. Look how beautiful and decorative it is. Got books and shit and cool. And my dog's here being awesome and fun. I love you, baby boy. I love you. So cool. But yeah, that was huge for me. I'm really excited. And because of that phone call, I made the episode. That's right. Not the best, but it keeps the chain going. I didn't break the cipher. So fucking A right. Real happy. Also had another death in the family, but let's keep it on a positive note. Yeah, dude. Feel good. Hopefully I can keep doing these shows. If you're listening, that's cool as hell. Thank you. If you think this shit's funny. And if you're from Chicago, dude, if you're a comic, a real fucking street hitting, pavement thumping ass dude, hit me up. I'm a little bitch. But, you know, what I lack and nerve, I make up in being old and annoying and maybe a little careful. You know, I don't know. Hit me up. And thanks for listening. This has been the Out of Left Field, Out of Nowhere, episode 5 of Jammin and Joshin. Peace!